Hi, welcome to another video. It's here and it's real. So we've got the Fimi X8 Mini with us. Hopefully we can get it off the ground. We've had a kind of bit of a false start. The camera's been overheating, all sorts of stuff. So let's see if this will work. It keeps restarting it, so there's a bit of weirdity with it, certainly, that I'm finding. Right, okay, so I think everything's set to go. I'm gonna check my settings. I've got precision landing on. I'm in 4K high video quality. My screen recorder's running, I'm hoping. Just check that. Yeah, it is. Right, I'm going to start the recording on the drone. I'm going to do a takeoff, and I'm worried. I just don't want to run out of battery here. Okay, so hang on. It's really having problems with the compass, and I don't understand why. I mean, basically, I've tried calibrating it. I don't know why it's behaving that way. It just keeps going in and out. There just seems to be something wrong with the firmware to me. Which just doesn't look good. I mean, basically there's no we did try updating the firmware earlier, and I'm just worried that it only half updated something, but I don't know. The firmware said it had completed and said it was fine, so who knows if it's right or not. So right, let's just see it. Right, saying ready to go, so let's do a takeoff. Right, let's let it do what it does. Let it go up. Basically, it seems to go up to a really high height. I don't know why. And then it stops there. And then what I'm going to try and do is bring it forward to you so you can see it on the camera. Right, it's quite nippy, a bit like the sort of Fimi X8 SE was, really. Seems more nippier than the... Right, so hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you can see it on the camera that it's definitely a Fimi. Definitely a Fimi X8. It's not holding its position as well as a Mini, like a Mavic Mini or a DJI Mini 2. It seems to sort of move about a bit. Might be to do with the compass. I did try calibrating it earlier, but it just wasn't playing ball. But anyway, I want to get this up and running because we're running out of battery here, and we don't want to basically run out of battery because this is a new drone and we want to try it out. We tried moving the camera away from the sun, so hopefully that will help a little bit with the camera overheating issues. So right, so I'm going to drop down the drop down the camera. Well, I'm going to keep going up a little bit more. Let's get ourselves up and forward. So this is not the first time I'm flying this, because we had an aborted run just a minute ago, but let's see if we get a bit better luck with this. It just seems to be like cursed so far. It's mostly the camera overheating, the camera I'm recording on, so nothing to do with the drone. But yeah, let's just see if we're getting quite a lot of, like, what I can see is like sun on the lens there. So saying compass interfered, there's definitely some issue with this compass. It may just be mine, but let's just do a look down here. Just look over as we come through. It's looking quite sort of blurry, the image on my screen, but whether or not that's right, I don't know. We'll have to look at the footage when we get it back and edit it. I want to pick up the camera. The horizon still looks a bit tilted to me, but I don't know. We'll have to have a good look when we get this footage back. But basically that's the way it goes. Right, so I've turned on precision landing. That's something you don't get on the Mavic Mini or the DJI Mini. So let's do a return to home. Right, so you do that in the app there. There's also a button on the right hand side of the controller. While it's coming back, nice quality controller, I'd say. You've got like nice sort of metal gimbal sticks here, you know, for controlling. You've got, you know, it puts a phone in the center like the previous X8 Mini. sorry, X8 SE 2020 did. So really happy with that. Only thing I find weird is these sort of like antennas, like one's in the middle. Why they couldn't try and get it to stay on that end and that on that end, I don't know. But anyway, all seems to be pretty good. Hopefully the drone will find its way back to us, and hopefully it will precision land on the pad. Now it did do when I had an aborted flight not long before I restarted the recording here. But yeah, basically all looking good. Hopefully it shall come back. But I'm guessing that they've rushed this drone out. There's a few firmware issues. It could be just how my firmware update process went. I did see something like a message saying, oh, not fully downloaded, or firmware update hasn't been downloaded. I don't know. But it seemed to do an update and all work. So I would have thought the drone would just not boot. If that update was not fully done, I don't think it would have booted. So it's very odd. I don't think it would be that. But yeah, let's let it return. Let's see if it precision lands. And then we'll try out the tracking features, because those are the things that are different basically with this drone as opposed to the Mini, the DJI Mini 2. It's going to get weird now because we're going to be saying Mini all the time and won't know which drone we're talking about anymore. Right, precision landing, brilliant. It's landed bang on in the middle of the pad there. So very happy with that. That is working really well. If the firmware update can sort this compass problem, I hope it's not just my drone, then we're on to a winner here. Turns off the recording as it normally does. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on again, and I'm going to take it off again. Makes a bit of a noise, a kind of a lock noise almost when it does the when it takes off. Now let's see what we've got here. Can we do Mini 2 style tracking, where you sort of point the camera at you? Let's get it up a bit higher. You point the camera at you and then you select yourself. Now I don't think you can just drag on the screen, so it's not got that sort of facility, so you can't just drag on the screen there. So what I think I'm going to probably have to do is turn off the recording. Then you're probably going to have to go into different stuff like intelligent flight, and then where's the smart track, which is saying it's beta. It's been saying it's beta for years. So right, I'm going to do trace and then OK. Right, and then I'm gonna tap on myself like that. Okay, I've got myself in. Height is too low, it wants me to go up a bit. So right, let's do, no, height is too low. It's pretty high up, I'd say. Right, I think it's tracking me now, so let's see what it does. So this is the feature that you're getting that you don't get on the Mini 2. Let me just walk past my camera and check that it's all working. It is. That's good. So it was overheating before. Right, it's lost me, and it's locked onto the pad. So that's not a good thing. So let me bring it back. Maybe it's confused me a bit with the color of the right. So I'm going to try and lift up the camera. So at the moment I'd say it's quite buggy. So let's turn off the trace. In fact, you know, if you're in that mode, can you just record and then still do all the trace stuff? See, I don't think you can, and that's a bit of a worry to me. So intelligent flight, smart track, trace, okay. Draw a rectangle round me, click go, right? Now it should be tracing me, but can I record at the same time? Because if I can't, that's going to be a problem. Right, so I'm going to try and move it around this way this time. Nah, it's just lost me straight away, so I don't know what's going on there. It's not working as it should be. Right, now it's picked me back up again, and if I go this way, so I've tried to walk around it and it didn't work. So moving around, it just doesn't, don't know, maybe it's the time of day, the light, you know, maybe that's a problem for it. But so far, not sort of like Air 2S level tracking. But it is moving around, it is following me. So, you know, these tracking features are always a bit funny. So let's see if it can track me if I go this way. you know, a lot of it could be to do with speed. We're getting that compass interference warning again, which is a worry. Low battery. So unfortunately we've only got one battery, so we're going to have to push this battery a little bit to its limit because we don't really have any other options. So okay, so trace seems to work, and that's a feature that you're getting that you don't get on the Mini 2, so that's quite good. Now the problem is you've got to stop recording to come out to go into your intelligent flight features, which is a bit of a pain. You know, which I don't think it used to have to do that on the X8 SE 2020. So yeah, that's not the best. So any other intelligent flight, of course you got your dronies, you got all that kind of stuff. So the tracking was the main thing, and the precision landing. I'll also try out the HDR if we get a chance. But anyway, right, so I'm looking for, you know, like for, well, okay, so let it can orbit me. Let's let it orbit me. Can I draw on it? No, it's still a manual orbit, isn't it? So I'm going to come out of that. It's a bit rubbish. So yeah, you know, I would say that this app doesn't do a lot of cool stuff yet. Right, intelligent flight. Let's do a spiral. Okay, right, and again, just set the center there. What's the I'm just going to set the radius. Radius should be over 5 meters. All right, let's go back a bit. Unfortunately, because of all the issues that we've had with the compass, yeah, it's just not, it's not, you know, it's just like really fiddly. I mean, a lot of this will be to do with me just getting it out. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the HDR footage because, you know, we're not getting anywhere with that, and I just want to have a quick sort of have a look around with HDR turned on, because that's something again that you're getting that you don't get on the Mini 2. So we've got low battery, so we need to be careful here, but I'm willing to take the risk for a minute. I'm not going to run away too far, so I just want to take it up and get like kind of some filming with the HDR mode on. Battery enough from return to home. Okay, so it's gonna send it back. Oh, hang on, now it's crashed out. So we need to get that thing back basically. Right, so let's return to home. Yeah, it is returning to home. That is a shame. We have had a real struggle with the battery because, you know, this is the first time we got it out. You can only get it with one battery. We don't have two batteries, so there's a little bit of a disappointment really, because I was hoping that we'd get like long enough, but the camera overheated. We had issues with the compass interference at the beginning. I was trying to calibrate it, so you didn't really see that side of it, because basically I had to kind of start the video again because the camera overheated. So luckily it doesn't seem like the camera's overheating now. But yeah, that's a bit of a shame, because the battery, I wouldn't say it's been in the air a lot. We maybe went up for a couple of minutes and then came back and landed. So we weren't exactly using a lot of battery power up really. So I'm a little bit disappointed with that battery. I would say that, you know, I only flew it for like maybe 2 minutes before I flew it with you guys. So unless the taking off and landing has really taxed it, I don't know. But anyway, it's on the ground now. Maybe we can turn on the recording on the drone again in HDR mode. And maybe we can sort of, you know, use the camera as a camera and look around. So, right, can I pick a camera up? Yeah, so let me just sort of try and see if I can kind of point it at things and then maybe look around, and we can just sort of see if we get a good view, you know, good idea what the camera looks like. Try and go away from the sun there. Right, back over there where Rachel and Emily are. Yeah, so that's a bit of a shame. We're seeing a lot, I'm seeing interference with the compass, and I don't know why that is. So that could be my drone, or that could be a problem with this drone in general. Who knows? And maybe a firmware update will fix it. But yeah, I mean, the worry is that they rushed this out probably to to get ahead of Hubsan, because Hubsan are bringing out a smaller drone, which I didn't really believe would happen, but it is happening. I believe they're going to have a mini drone possibly announced, you know, soon. So yeah, I mean, that's just a shame, you know, but part of it was my fault for not, you know, not being able to get the camera running properly and stuff. But yeah, I mean, from what little flight we got there, hopefully you can take something from that. But it is a real disappointment that Fimi didn't enable it to be sort of sold with more than one battery, because we could have just put a new battery in, we could have got on with it. But now, okay, so the camera overheated again, so I probably haven't got long, but yeah, shame the flight didn't go as well as we'd hoped. Basically, I'm going to bring up the Fimi Mini just to put on the camera again. Hopefully it won't overheat while I'm showing you, but basically, look, there we go. You know, the battery's like flashing red because obviously it's finished. Shame the flight time was so short. Hopefully we can get some more batteries, and hopefully we can kind of do a better flight maybe on a cooler day, although it's only 15 degrees I think. But yeah, you know, that's a bit of a shame. You know, there's quite a lot of issues with it, unfortunately. I've got a compass calibration issue. I'm going to try and see if I can restore the firmware, you know, when I get home, and do something, you know, see if I can completely restore that firmware and make sure it's definitely up to date. So, and that nothing went wrong with it. So hopefully we can do another flight again, but maybe that's just a bit of an indicator that, you know, maybe it's not a 100% ready drone. So yeah, you know, just be careful, because I would say they've rushed this one out, but it did fly okay. You know, I don't know, I just felt like the whole thing was cursed all the way through, and we just had nothing but issues, and we got off the ground, then had to land and start the video again, all that kind of crazy stuff. So it may just be me, but it feels like there might be some firmware issues to fix. I'm definitely going to try and see if I can restore the whole firmware, get back to scratch, see if the compass calibration issue goes away and compass interference issues. But thanks very much for watching. I hope you got something from that. You know, I really appreciate you watching these videos. So shame it didn't go 100% the way we would have liked, but hopefully it was still useful to you. Hopefully that's like one of the first real Fimi videos that you'll see, because there's been a lot of fake ones. Thanks very much though for watching. Please like if you can. Please subscribe if you can, and we'll see you again in the next one, where hopefully we've got all this stuff ironed out and we can get this drone back up in the air. But thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate you watching these videos, so thank you very much. See you again in the next one. Take care.